Whether it's drilling one hole, tightening one screw, or assembling a whole IKEA piece, you can't deny how useful a cordless drill can be, especially when the whole kit costs no more than $60.
If gadget reviews, DIY projects, and life hacks are your thing, then consider subscribing to my booth and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Hey guys, welcome back to my booth. Irfan here. Now you might ask me why would I review a drill? Two reasons. Number one, this is by a brand called Tonfon. Might sound like a Japanese candy name, but it's not. In fact, it belongs to Xiaomi, and we know Xiaomi is known to deliver exceptional value for money, whether it is their own products or a brand in their ecological chain. Second, and more important reason, I needed to test out 9 weird and unusual drill gadgets that I never knew existed. Water pumps to plumbing saws, the following videos will surprise you. For now, let's have a look at Tonfon. Now, straight up, you can notice that the packaging lacks the flash and shine that most Xiaomi products usually have, but it's a drill, who cares? Inside the carton, we have a rugged looking case, inside which we have the drill, a 12-volt lithium ion battery with a 2000 milliamp hours capacity, a charger for the battery, 6 different sized drill bits, 6 different screwdriver bits, and one adapter for the screwdriver bits, and of course the user manual, which is completely in Chinese, so it's not of much use except for a couple of pictures which are quite self explanatory. At first look, the drill looks very different, like an Uzi skin from Fortnite. I mean, usually you're used to seeing power tools in the yellow and black color scheme, and this is something different. If you talk about the build quality, I can say they haven't compromised. It has a rough, tough body, dense, very decent weight, and nicely balanced. Nice and rigid switches and knobs. Let's get the battery loaded, and we are good to go. Now it has 2 different speed modes which you can switch back and forth from here. One is slower, more suitable for using with screws, and two is the fast mode, suitable for drilling. Now usually in drills you might have a small knob to increase or decrease the speed, which is not present here. Instead they have another clever thing in place. If you press the button slightly, it will start spinning very slowly, and then the more you press, the faster it goes. That's how you control the speed on this one. Now it goes both ways, just like any other drill. For tightening the screws and drilling, you have to press this button from the left side, and for loosening screws, push it from the right side. If you keep it centered, the drill won't move. You have these 3 battery indicator lights, red, yellow, and green, showing the battery status, and there is also a pretty bright light near the bottom of the handle to shed some light on whatever you're working on, which is quite useful, especially in dark. Primarily, it has 3 modes. This is for drilling, the center one is for loosening and tightening screws, and the third one is hammer mode for drilling through concrete. And these numbers you see on the dial from 1 to 25 are different amounts of torque for different sizes of screws. I'll come to them in a moment. Now the chuck teeth are buried snugly inside the chuck, and when fully out you can see they align perfectly. One thing I like about cordless drills is that you don't need that extra tool to tighten a bit into the chuck. You can simply just tighten the chuck itself. Now let's drill some holes. Now I have 2 different types of wood. One is your standard construction grade wood, and the other is a much denser type which I've been saving for bonfires. While it is drilling, let me tell you that the drill has a maximum RPM of 1300 and a minimum of 400 on the lower speed setting. It has no difficulty drilling through any type of wood, as you have witnessed. Now, when you're working with screws, there is a very good chance that you can overdo it and not release the button on time, which can damage either the screw head or the bit. I've done it myself many times, but that was the past. Now, in this drill, once the screw is completely tightened, the bit won't spin any further, preventing any damage that can be done. And this is only in the screw mode, by the way. And these numbers on the dial around the chuck, these are there to set the torque level according to the size of the screw. Maximum torque it can put out when in screw mode is 25 newtons meter. That's why it goes from 1 to 25. You can even change it in between to suit your needs according to the screw. Now let's move to something more challenging. Metal. Now you shouldn't expect much. If it drills through both these strips of metal, that should be more than enough to prove its capability. I found these two strips and I think they belong inside of a door handle. I've screwed them onto a wooden piece to make sure they don't move. It did require a little more effort than I thought, but the drill finally made it through. One reason for not the most optimum performance is also the bits. Now, these are general bits that come along with it, and you get the best result when you use bits designed specifically for different materials. Now, I'm going to turn it to hammer mode and take on some concrete. And after some jiggling and wiggling, I finally managed to get a decent hole through cement as well. It has undoubtedly proved that it is an all rounder. However, I think I might have acted too rough and bent the drill bit slightly. You should try not to do that. I don't know whether you noticed or not, but the drill has a pretty unique feature. The moment you let go of the button, it stops abruptly. I mean, just stops. Usually the other ones will spin until they stop. I don't know if this helps in any way, but it definitely looks cool. The 2000 milliamp hours battery takes 1 hour to charge completely, and I've been using it for 1 hour on and off, and so far, one of the three lights have gone dark, which means around 60% is still remaining. Now, I do own one of those huge bulky power drills with a cord, which is way more powerful, but I have to say the convenience of this one is unmatched, especially if you're getting good quality at a very reasonable price. For anyone who is always up to assembling, fixing furniture, or DIYing your way around the house, this is a perfect package. I forgot to mention the bits that came with it are also of very good quality, surprisingly. Initially, I thought it would be those cheap, non durable ones, and I would have to replace them straight away. But so far, they're going strong, except for the one which I bent with the concrete wall. I'll leave a link for the whole thing in the description box below in case you want to check it out. And now that I have the review out of the way, I can move on to testing the 9 crazy drill gadgets, which also I got from Banggood.com, and I can't wait to put them to use. I've got scrubbers, sanding pads, drill stands, water pumps, and things you would have never thought existed. And that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button below. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to my booth for more gadget reviews, life hacks, and facts. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Instructables. All the links are in the description box below. Click on the thumbnails to watch my other videos or check out my YouTube channel for more. And as always, thanks for watching.